Hey, what's up? So we're back. Yes, we are. This is Tell It How It Is on the couch with Saucy and Hush. How are you? From the last time, we said, you know what? We're gonna get back on this couch again. I think we did all right. All right. How did you feel about that first one?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Even though she's being modest, if she sat back down and got all sauced up, that must mean she was ready to get at it again. So we here. What's going on? What's going on? I think you have the things that you. I'll let her lead first this time.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing this evening? Also want to put something out. We're gonna do like a Q&A. Um, so anybody who has like certain questions that they want to ask us, they can email us at saucyandhush at gmail.com. SAUCYANDHUSH at gmail.com. Anything you want to ask us, anything you want our opinion on, you can email us and we'll read it out on our segment and we will answer. This is when we get it, it's not like we read it and then we're going to rehearse it. No, we're going to open it the day that we're going to go ahead and do our little episode and read it then. So we'll be shocked or surprised or whatever you're going to ask us or want us to answer. So just want to throw that out there.
Okay, taking initiative. I like that. Pretty much it was a quiet week. What you got for me? I thought you was leading this one.
I saw something on social media about Derek Fisher and Vanessa Bryant. I'm more of a mind my business type of person. So, I mean, people were like a little uproar about, oh, which is that's disrespectful, blah blah blah, we'll do it.
So wait, you gotta tell us more details for people who don't
I'm
know.
about to
Oh, okay.
break it down.
Okay, go ahead. Cause I wanna hear this.
She was at a game and she was there with Derek Fisher, who was good friends with Kobe.
You mean they played on the same team too?
That's why I'm playing you because you're more of a basketball person.
So Derek Fisher was the point guard and Kobe was the shooting guard. I'm not sure if all three. Kobe got 4 rings. I don't remember if all four is with. Wait, he got 6 rings.
See?
I don't know right now. My mind drew a blank. And he got more than 3. I know he had 3 with Shaq, and I think he did 2 without Shaq. So he has 5 maybe, or maybe 4. Either way, Derek Fisher was a part of that. I don't know if he was for all of that, and this is really messed up. I'm sorry, fella. I'm supposed to have my basketball shit down. Whatever. The point is, they was on the same team together. And even if they weren't, I think they were friends outside of that. So for Derek Fisher to be hanging out with Vanessa Bryant at a game, how do we really feel about that? I mean, do we know the ins and outs, or are we just jumping to conclusion or making assumptions just because we see that? I don't think that they were romantic. You know, they wasn't hugged up. They wasn't even in the same seat.
No. And I believe from what I saw, the kids were actually there as well. So my thing is, when is it when a person passes, a loved one, how soon do you start dating or start seeing people? Me per se.
I was about to say, ooh, this is the juice. Go ahead.
If on that person, you can't say you have to grieve for 10 years. That's
We seem like we have guests already. We keep it as a cat.
really Luna. But anyway,
He said it's on them. There's nothing written down that says you have to grieve for 10 years. I thought when you started the response that you was going to put us right in it. So God forbid something happened to me.
It depends on how long it takes me to grieve. First of all, I'm not going to sit in no house and grieve over my loved one for years and years to come. Whenever I'm able to go out and be around people or want another person in my life, it's based on me. Some people grieve for years. You don't know, she's probably, I don't know, like I said, nobody knows what she is going through. Some people might know what she's going through, that lost a loved one and have to be dealing with that and dealing with the kids. She probably wants to be around grown folks at times. Not saying that she was with Derek Fisher and they were, I guess, being together or she's moving forward with him. He's engaged to Gloria.
Or he married.
Yeah,
I mean, people that are ratchet or people who want to criticize
and
us are going to say that they don't matter.
Thing with society today. They always see the negative before they see the positive. And that's an issue with me. Because I don't care who you are, you have to show me your negativity first for me to jump out the window and be like, oh, he out there talking to thing and he's engaged to blah, 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 blah. No, that's a good friend. They were, like you said, play teams, whatever, and he wanted to make sure how she's probably doing. You want to go to a game, get out the house, relax, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. Like, and then here comes people, oh my God, what they got going on. Mind y'all effing business that pays you. Because it could be harmless, but people just so wanted to see somebody doing dirt all the time. They'd rather see dirt than see positivity. And that bothers me. So if that woman wants to date somebody tomorrow, the next day, next following day, that is her business. That's between her and her God. Point blank. Stop criticizing people all the freaking time.
You know I gotta play devil's advocate. So, in the same breath that we could probably stand on that Derek Fisher is harmless, he was a family friend, he might be the only one currently that she could look at as the homie, that it wouldn't be no funny shit going on, and that's probably why he got selected, or that's probably why he was there, and vice versa. So we must stand on the positivity first, if possible, until something else is presented to us. And like Saucy said, it ain't really none of our fucking business if they really did want to do something, because you can't calculate a grieving process. Now, let's say it was messy. Let's say there is something going on. They still did it in a respectable way that they didn't give you any ammo to be going at them like that. Even if it was something going down. Like I said, the space in the seats, and like Saucy said, the kids were there. So it's about our own lives too. Because do we look at the negative because we are harboring that and that's what our life is? Or if we're positive, we still gonna look at that as negative? Because all the happy people out there, all the positive, strong couples, how do y'all feel about that situation? Do you stand behind what Saucy said? Or even though you're happy, you still harbor negativity? Because if you're happy, you should always look at the benefit of the doubt and positive first. Mm-hmm. So I think that makes social media just looks miserable as a whole.
And a lot of you guys are miserable and hiding it. They want to act like they're happy, but deep down miserable. So all them people got something to say. Like they don't. First of all, none of that. That business is not paying our bills. Stop worrying about other people's lives. Like, come on, mind your business. Yes, they're people, they're celebrities, famous, whatever the case may be, but these people are normal people. Normal people who just want to just grieve and do things by themselves without the media saying all the spotlights on you and da 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 da. Oh, what's she doing? It's like, come on, like this shit is whack.
Absolutely. I mean, last little jab at it, like I said, to play devil's advocate. Do you think because of where they were sitting at? But then I believe, me and Saucy spoke outside of this saying that the reason they sat up in the bleachers and it looked kind of dim is to try to avoid the fuckery, the talk that y'all would do. But it didn't really matter where they sat. Because y'all would have something to say anyway. So I told Saucy, shit, if it was us, we might as well sit courtside. Because y'all still gonna say something no matter where in the game you sit, y'all would have said something anyway.
You're gonna see something wrong with it. She's out with a man. Of course, when she's out with women, with Sierra, with Lala, I don't see nothing like that. That's this to her. They come in to console her, make sure that, her mind is good. But as soon as she step out with a man, everybody got the flags up.
That's what I said, yo.
What?
Women, y'all got it good. Because now if she had any curiosity with women and had a little girl phase, she could have been out with any female, nobody would have said nothing. That's the fuck shit that I be talking about. Y'all lucky in that regard.
You're absolutely right, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely right.
So now I'm gonna go left on you. Catch her off guard a little. I love her. Sometimes she's so sharp when you ask her something on the fly. I'm gonna get political. We did the Derek Fisher, Vanessa Bryant. How you feel about Stevie J marrying Faith, Biggie's ex? And he was his man. I don't know if these relationships are the same, the Kobe, Derek versus Biggie, Stevie J, but they were in each other's circle. I want to Google.
Again?
Give me your phone. Because I want to Google and see if they say, which it'll probably be pointless to Google. What if Stevie J was at Biggie's fucking wedding, that's even worse. So you tell me how you feel about the Stevie J Faith thing.
Again?
But,
mind your business. How long has Biggie been gone?
he died in 1997.
Okay. And when did Stevie
March
J...
9th.
So when did Stevie J and Faith get married?
Do you count it from when they get married or when they started fucking around?
We don't know, but this thing, we don't know these things.
Because the fucking around is sooner than the marriage.
So I'm like...
I think they started fucking around.
At the end of the day.
It's probably been like 3-4 years now.
I wouldn't do that. But again, these are grown folks. These are grown ass adults. If she wants to talk to Stevie J because she feels Stevie J knows her because blah blah blah, that's them. I'm not going here to judge nobody and their BS. Everybody has done crap that they're not happy with and feel like they shouldn't have done. So, me personally, I wouldn't do it because that's not me. But to them, hat to you. I hope your marriage lasts as long as it can last, and power to y'all and Stevie J and Faith Evans. But I could care less about it.
Stone cold.
Yep.
So, I was not able to find out if Stevie J attended Biggie and Faith's wedding. What I did see that a little eyebrow raiser for me. Faith and Stevie J attest that Biggie would approve of their marriage.
And he's probably right. We don't know this though. But that's the thing about, and it irritates it. Maybe because I just don't have a don't care attitude. No one's gonna tell me what to do with my relationship. Point blank, period.
No.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
You're the female. I'm not targeting the female in these scenarios. Vanessa nor Faith, I'm not targeting them. I'm talking about the guys, the bros. You can want Stevie J all you want. And Stevie J supposed to say.
And what is Stevie J? What's his reputation?
I won't say it on this platform. He's just less than. Stevie
J do what Stevie J wants to do.
He's not the Barack Obama of relationships.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, you guys are judging somebody who really doesn't give a fuck. Don't have that much morals. And I said what I said, and I ain't gonna take it back. So again, them two are two grown folks. I wouldn't do it. And kudos to the people who would do it. That's not for me. But,
Saucy is right. I'm taking it a little more personal than I should. I'm looking at it in more of my today's self. You know, 5s, 20s, and early 30s when I were. Maybe I'm high-fiving Stevie J for that. Feel me? Because I had my dirty.
Exactly. Everybody has done dirt.
I think Stevie is 50-something.
The age
So
don't
you
matter.
didn't grow out, God bless. Again, but the point I'm going to still stand on is that I'm not mad at the female. It's a bro code thing. And even though there's guys out there that I've known teenage to 20 to 30s. You probably have somebody out there that can question something I've done before. Fine. But what I'm saying is in today's age, my today's self, it's still on the guy. And if you vice versa it, man, Biggie was a Scientologist too. So I was going to say, if Big was alive and Stevie J wasn't, Stevie J chick might be on Big.
That's why I say we don't know because we're outsiders looking in and what social media posts and what they post. We don't know what Biggie would approve of. That's fake. Knows her husband, her ex-husband, and father of a child. You know, she feels that she knows him well and he'll approve of it. Then okay, who are we to say any otherwise?
Good, you handled yourself well on my freestyle. What you got next for me?
Oh, why do people?
This sounds like this is gonna go left.
Why do people sleep around with multiple people? Meaning, I kind of like.
You know when guys do it, it don't matter.
And that bothers me.
But when females do it, they look like.
Bother H-O-E.
Ho!
Use a
ho! Alright, pardon us, we get a little silly. We have to embrace the fact that we do not accept it. Men, women have equal rights, man. Like, you know, we joke around and say, when they was first able to vote, once they gave women right to vote,
really?
we are equal. They was equal before that, but that's like stamped. If they could vote like us, they could get jobs that we could get. They could play the sports we can play. Mm-hmm. They equal.
Then we can be
out
there doing what we're doing.
But let's not get off the actual question. Why? I felt, and Saucy's going to give her input, and that's why we do this, because we feel like between my input and her input, it should agree or reach people to help or relate. So I feel like some people are like afraid to just chill out. You know, sometimes when you're active and busy, you know, you don't have to like answer too much. You don't have to really show much of yourself because you bouncing. So maybe you can kind of shelter and protect whatever you don't want people to see about you or personally find out. Because if you keep moving around, you can just put on a different hat every day, as they say. But is that healthy? Maybe not. But listen, you do what you want with your grown life. I feel like it should just be a phase, though. Some people carry this for, which you can, as a Saucy always give you the right that you're a grown, so you can do what you want. I just say if you do choose to do that, that it should be a phase, and I'm not timing your phase. A month, a year, whatever. But I just don't think that should be your life. And you could go in on that. How do you feel? You can agree or disagree, put your foot? I don't think it's for your life.
I most definitely agree with you. And the thing about it is, I have talked to, especially women. There was one woman, she's been in a 10-year relationship with one of her kids' father, a 12-year relationship with her other kid's father. Those relationships didn't pan out. So now she's like, I'm doing me with Tom, Dick, and Harry. So it's like when you...
Harry too.
It's just, some people like feel like when they've been tied down for so long with one person, for so many years, and now they have the freedom, they don't have to answer to nobody, like, listen, yeah, we're dealing, but don't check me. because this is not where it's at. I just need you for this, I need you for this, I need you for that. So, like you said, some people choose it to be a phase. Some people like, you know what, I'm not even giving a relationship a try until I might be in my 60s and don't have the energy to go Tom, Dick, and Harry. I've seen a couple on, and it hurt my heart because I was on Facebook and I forgot to link Edith and Eddie. This couple got married at 90-something years old. 90-something years old. And it kind of, I'm kind of getting off subject. It's just because I'm telling you, like, people don't care. Some people don't care. Whenever they feel like they want to be settled down and want to spend the last days of their life with somebody, they're going to choose when and who they're going to be with. That prime example, these people were in their 90s. And they got married.
No, but, do you think that was both of their first marriage?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you just never know what the situation there was at hand. But like I said, some people might just wait till they feel like they got that out of them. And it could be their 60s, 70s. You never know. People get remarried at different ages and you be like, damn, you waited that damn long? But you never knew what they had to go through or were dealing with before they even got married. So that's what I'm saying. The people who are going out and have dating multiple people or sleeping with multiple people, they probably did have prior relationships that were long that didn't work for them, or they're scared of commitment at the moment and they just want to just dip and dabble. They're like different flavors. They're like different things. So again, everybody had their whole moment, and I feel like it's messed up when women do it because men look at them like, how many body counts you got?
I think
What?
I think it's complicated. I think we make it complicated because men, we feel like we can do that because the cornerstone of relationships and settling down and security and solidification and all of that good stuff is, how can I say, is channeled by women.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the percent, I don't even know about percentages to the T, but tell the truth. You got guys that, listen, if this was a pressure-free world, a judge-free world, where there's no expectations and people are not just picking your flaws out for you, how many guys would want to settle with no pressure? Like, not because they were told, not because it looks good, but how many guys would want to settle with one and just be real? Some could be, I got a low percentage in 20s believing in that. I got a higher percentage in 30s believing it, but still none of the 20s nor 30s reach 50%. I think 40 and up is when they start to see the light and may want to do that. I think with women, not all, they could say from their 20s that they want something solidified and just go off of that. And if they have a few bad relationships, then they go, oh, so I'm going to bust it open for a minute and then come back to the goal at hand. So that's why it's kind of hypocritical how us men, sorry to bash us, we judge the women because we look at it like this settling down, this mature, solidified, monogamous thing is the woman's idea mostly. So how y'all gonna turn around and have a whole moment when it's y'all that we're following or supporting when we get there that we want to settle too?
But I was also told by some person that everybody should have a home moment. So when they do want to settle down, they don't experience all that. Because I also have talked to people who got married young or was in their 20s in a relationship, it didn't work out, and then when they got out of it, they had their whole phase. Because like, listen, I'm about to bust it wide up, like you said, because they was in a relationship for so long, they didn't get to experience that. So, or they started wanting to experience that in their marriage, and here comes the cheating comes into play. So it's like,
I ain't getting into the messies.
I'm just keeping it.
No, but it's true. People do choose that in a selfish way when they want to, in a lot of the times. But I was just saying, because we follow the woman's lead, it's very rare that the man is the aggressor in this settling down thing. we're not saying women put guns to our head, but it's like that's what we expect them to do. And especially starts from who we grew up with and what that family was and what they showed us. That, I'm from the era where my grandmother is like married, kids, the whole 9 yards, even through the religion. So I looked at it like a woman told me that. So that's why I may view it like, women can have their whole moments, like you said, but I'm looking at y'all like, y'all the cornerstone of this whole relationship building and settling anyway. So you can do that, but now answer this. Where do you think the numbers lie? And today, in 2021, it's crazy because it's probably more even today. But what do you rate man and woman, both in their 20s, who's doing more of the hoeing earlier on? You think it's, today I thought it's equal.
Yeah, I can't really say. Back in the day, it was probably the men.
Exactly.
Now, this new era,
hey, these chicks got the same body count as.
I swear.
I tell you a secret.
It's dangerous out there.
I tell you a secret, guys. I know y'all gonna say I'm selling out, but this is a unity. We're doing this together. So I have to take angles in certain things. So we do it more. And that's why we get mad when they catching up. But tell the truth. The men hate. What's the thing we hate? If we did have that talk, let's say we in our whole phase and the girl we come across is also in her whole phase. It's going to bother us if her body count matches us. Oh, we can't take her serious.
Exactly.
Is that fair though? Really? It's really not, but it's your cup of tea. So if you don't want that cup,
I don't know. I think people, and maybe it's just me just thinking outside, just more deep in it. And I think it's because I figure men think the more women intake, the stick, their stuff is going to be worn out. So I think, because I'm trying to keep it PG. But
listen, this ain't for kids, so I'm sorry.
So if women are getting it in, and and if they're not taking care of that punani, like men are.
Can I say the punchline? Watch it for JJ with a douche bottle. Nah, you gonna get that.
I think they're like wait a minute, is your stuff even good? So I think that's why I'm thinking. I don't know. How would you feel if?
I was gonna go there.
Oh, if you knew somebody who had 50 men.
I don't know, cause it's hard, and you gonna have the men hate me. This show, listen, women run this shit, and if that's who our fan favorite becomes, so be it. Sorry, fellas, because sometimes I just gotta keep it I keep it a buck. But still think from both perspectives.
And that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to sugarcoat nothing because like I said, you ain't hurt my feelings.
Tell the truth, guys. We don't want the woman with the 50 body count.
Why?
But if it's good, why don't we want the 50 body count? Because if they shit is good, does it get not good because of the body count? I know we have this thing with, mileage. If they've been through all these people and they have all these kids and all these narratives you could place on women who, whatever, they have baggage and whatever with their life. If they shit is good, what makes it not good anymore? Is it just age, them, or is it because of these things? So what are we really judging when we say that we don't want the body count to be high? Now you get you a one that maybe her body count is where you want it to be. She got 3 bodies and she almost 50. And then when she ain't doing the nasty, freaky shit that you want at the level that you want,
now you gonna cheat.
You gonna cheat. But it's still complicated because mental is a motherfucker. Because even that non-experienced woman, which I give women credit over men in this category. This what I'm about to say right now. An inexperienced woman that is infatuated and really stuck on you hard, I think she could pull off a miracle. Because mentally she is so on your body that you had this girl at home watching porn she ain't never watched before, trying to learn some tricks because she's like, I got to keep this. You see, when women have a mission, it's dangerous, but it could work out in your favor. Men, we could do the mission thing and be on like a program, but if we ain't got it, we ain't got it. Ain't no porn gonna help us. It might, but I don't see it. It's rare that we could go to any kind of try to learn some tricks and we ain't already there with it. We might.
I don't watch. I don't like porn. I don't watch it.
You know, there's no humility with sources like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get to a solution because we're discussing these things and there's no real solution. We're just saying what we've seen and what we come to know. So I know that men don't want a large body count woman and that they'll cap on what their body count is. But really, should that even be asked?
This
Does it really matter?
Everybody's a hoe.
No, but honestly, does that matter? Have you ever
I don't
asked
think it
any
should.
partner your
It
body
shouldn't.
count?
Nope. Why would
And
I?
has anybody ever asked your body count?
No.
Nobody?
No. What the hell do you need to know that for? And if you're worried about a body count, then we don't need to be together. Because you ain't getting this body count by asking me that. Did you ask me my body count?
If I met you when I was 20, I might have.
But
When you had phases, you
He
might
didn't.
do shit.
He didn't. He didn't.
I think that comes with confidence too. So some people might say that asking a question like that may lack in their confidence. Because what you're trying to say, damn, what am I up against? Instead of just doing you. Because if you don't want to know that, that never crosses your mind.
Don't compare from the next person.
Right. Because you could satisfy somebody and they got 200 bodies. And you don't even know.
One.
And you be the one.
The one.
Then you could be the one that... I thought you was trying to keep it PG. So much for that. That's a wrap. So you could be with one person. I mean, their body count could be 1 to 2, and you do nothing for them.
Mm-hmm.
So do you really want the body count to be low or high, or do it even matter? Just know the best way to even address this, and this is the only advice I could give that might draw some kind of solution. Just do you and know that everybody has a past.
Yep, absolutely. Everybody has a past.
If you want to be really like petty, once you wasn't the first and only, it's like a car. If you're not the first owner, what does it matter? You wasn't the first owner anyway.
It smells good and it dries right.
If you wasn't the first owner, I don't care. I've never got a car, and once I wasn't the first owner to drive it off the lot, did it matter, or did I research to find out how many real owners drove that car? They gonna cap, because to sell the car, they gonna say, oh, it's like two owners, that's it. Once you don't say number one, it don't matter.
Nope.
Because you don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh, no.
Right, because you don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same way. What you want to know for?
Don't go around asking people what's your body count. So
That's a big no. We really, and
telling
both
you.
of us advise that on
Don't
both
do that.
sides.
Don't do that.
Women don't ask. So
I
guys,
guarantee you, if you would have asked me that question, I'd be like, none of your business, and on to the next fucking one.
anyway, to be a little
That's
more
why you.
civil.
That's why you.
So civil. For real. And I'm gonna jump back on the guy's side so they don't bury me all the way. I'm gonna tell women as well. We're saying both. Women, don't ask a guy their body count. Please. Same thing for men, don't ask a female, but female, do not ask that body count. First of all, he's not telling you that number. He's gonna lie. That's cap.
Also, a sneaky way for them to act. So, how many ex-boyfriends did you?
Because you slept with all. You see, because but benefit of the doubt wise, if I ask you how many exes you have, I may think you didn't have to sleep with every one of them. Mm-hmm. You could have, but we're not gonna just assume that. Depending, but every ex we had, y'all gonna swear we slept with all of them. Unless we was in Bible studies together.
Those the worst.
Word. Let's not even talk about stuff that's not supposed to happen in God's house.
Sip the body of, well, no, the blood.
The blood of Jesus. The body is the bread.
The bread, yeah.
So that's what we advise, and that's something you shouldn't ask. We are talking from relationship perspectives in each of these episodes, so that would be probably our one for this one. Mm-hmm. Can we sum up the whole? We kind of did get to everything on that whole why do people date around and jump around and whatever. And you said that, you know, the 90-year-old couple that got married or whatever. Just be careful, be safe about it. Please. You know what I'm saying? That's what we saying.
Everybody talking about COVID, but there's still other stuff running around. And that's why I'm like, listen, I ain't got time. I got kids to live for. And I'm not trying to be taken out by anything.
Just be careful.
So be careful, wrap it up. Right. Be like, I know people don't like it, but you don't want to hear those 3 letters. No,
you don't want to buy a house in Vegas. That's what those 3 letters is. HIB. No. We stayed on the East Coast.
Please, just, you know, we're laughing, but it's serious. Like, that's crap. Like,
that's more. And Saucy made a good point. She got kids and all of that. But it don't stop there. I don't care if you have no kids. I still want you to be safe because you may want to have kids. Mm-hmm. Even if you pass the kid having stage, I still want you to live. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really control how you go out when you're going out. But there are some type of preventions you can put into play. So do what you want, but just be cautious.
And don't be scared to tell somebody, let's go get, you know, test it. Because what we did.
You get tested. Mm-hmm. If you got coverage, woo!
Yup, send me those papers, show me the receipts.
And if you're not getting them to see, women could probably strong arm that more than a guy can. But the guy, for the fellas, you just go. Right after. Mm-hmm. Well, you can't because they said there's like this period where it can't detect it.
Yeah.
It may not show up right away.
Some couple of weeks, something like that.
Right. So actually, unless you really knocking down 3-4 a week, I would do the normal is every 6 months if you're not really out there like that. Mm-hmm. But if you are a little more frequent, I would say the 3 months. Yes. Because there's no way to really tell and don't get hyped because if you go right away and they say you're good, it could have not hit yet. Mm-hmm. So you know you gotta double back, right? And if you got coverage, don't care. You know, I done went to the doctor where the doctor looked at me like, wasn't you just? Yeah, but I'm, you know what I mean? In case it came late.
Okay.
In case it ain't show up in that one. Mm-hmm. So if you got coverage, really go get checked, guys, because don't be scared though. Like when I said the women may not take to that as much, they may respect the fuck out of you for that.
Absolutely.
How many guys asked a chick?
No, I did.
Right. You know what I mean? And if y'all both got coverage.
Especially if you had that
whole face.
Exactly. You want that person to go.
I mean, you should do that anyway because everybody's not truthful. Mm-hmm. So even if you meet somebody and you don't know that they just came out of a whole phase, that's how you protect yourself. Mm-hmm. Because again, what do we say? You can't ask the body count, so you don't know what they coming from.
Exactly. So just say respectfully, you know, if we're gonna move forward and this is what we're gonna do, let's both go get tested.
That's pretty good. Message good. So again, just do you, but be careful with that. You got any surprise questions for me? I mean, you hit me with one already. I just brew up something to give you, but it's kind of your go.
No, I don't got any surprises. Not the pie.
I think I had another one for you.
You got plenty. Go ahead, baby.
Do you... This is not fair because she's so outspoken and aggressive.
What you call me, a man in a woman's body?
Right. So when I ask saucy questions, I want the women out there to like gain from it. And I try to tell Saucy that everybody doesn't have the confidence and the open, how can I say, outspokenness that she has. So I'm trying to teach her that when I ask her something, look at it from the people that she's not like too, because we're trying to help. So here's an example of, I already know what she's gonna say, but see if she can adjust to help the people who are not as vocal.
Okay.
So that, not me.
Mm-hmm.
You're with somebody and their homeboy, he's not making it obvious that he's stepping out of line, but there's just certain things that's just not right. Like the reach out, the texts, or whatever's just not rubbing you right.
Okay, so basically he's reaching out to
You.
Okay. Your homeboy.
Right.
Oh.
But look at it from, we know how you would handle it. Well,
Yeah.
we don't know. I know how you would handle it. You put that out there too. And then put it from a perspective from a person not as vocal. Like, try to guide them to become vocal on a situation like that.
First of all, I love receipts. So if that person is texting you, asking you inappropriate things, screenshot. Because even we had a situation, I had an ex hit me up in the inbox.
Not as blunt as that.
Yeah.
We talk about if they're coding it better.
Okay.
Because guys, I'm sorry, I keep throwing the fellas under the bus. We can code. This is getting coded. It's not just as blunt.
Okay.
So do it like that.
So again, I screenshots. But me, listen, I don't play that crap at all. That's disrespectful. So I'm nipping that shit in the bud. I'm gonna cuss your ass out. And after I'm done cussing you out, I'm gonna make sure he cuss your ass out. And we cutting ties. Period. But for the women who receipts. If you're nervous, because I know how men are with homeboys who are tight. If that homeboy is reaching out to you and you're feeling uncomfortable, send receipts. I'm like, listen, talk to your man, have your receipts. I'm like, listen, babe, I know blase is cool. You don't think he will ever cross the line, but I'm gonna show you things that he's been sending me. And how do you feel about this? I'm uncomfortable of what he's been saying. And then, if you're not comfortable to voice because like I said, I'm very vocal. I don't give a rat's ass who you are. I'm going to tell you if you're wrong and how I feel. And if you don't like it, it is what it is. But if you're not as vocal as me, you let your man handle it. And if your man, I will assume your man will be like, listen, that's messed up. You shouldn't be reaching out to my girl, blah, 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 blah. And if the homeboy's like, oh, nah, that's not what it is. But you have your receipts. Keep your receipts, sis. Even if they're calling you and you don't know how the conversation is going, you record that mother flipper. Keep your receipts, because people will say one thing and it be another. So that's how I feel they should handle it. But I'm receipts, nobody won't believe you because you're worth against that person.
Receipts, ladies, receipts. From a guy's perspective, we're gonna say we'll save this for next time. As far as flipping it all the way, I'm just gonna give you a guy's perspective with that same scenario. But when I say switch it up, remember this for next time. We're gonna say that your homegirl is hollering at me, and it's probably the same thing though, receipts and whatever. But I'll still I'll touch on that very slightly. So to say the guy's perspective, now if my lady comes to me and say, receipts, yeah, your man wildin'. Yes, I gotta check him. Immediately, I gotta check him. And for the fellas who's not aggressive and open, outspoken as we are, what you think, babe? I guess Saucy will be like, you cut. Because if you can't stand up and be vocal about something that's disrespectful, you're going to lose your lady. So there's no watering this down. You see, women got a little leeway if they're a little timid on this because they can still show the receipts. But a guy, we have no water down to this. Even if you're the humblest guy, you don't even fight like that or whatever, you still have to put your foot and your voice has to roar in a situation like this because it's disrespect. And even people who are not violent, people who are not fighters, respect is everything because you don't have nothing if you don't have that. And a lot of people I know in life who are not fighters, not violent, but that line was crossed, something snapped. So you gotta show your guts here. So if you don't want to lose your woman, you have to step to this situation seriously. Scratch all that skeptical, I don't know, it's my boy and I don't know if I believe it. You can't have the doubts because it's you and your woman, right? Are y'all all the way solid? Do you think that she's purposely setting this up? Like, you have to pick your battles. You're not going to fight every time and you're not going to win every battle. But there's some that's just unexcusable. You feel what I'm saying? So this is something you definitely have to nip in the butt and be as aggressive as you ever been. And it's actually easier for you guys who's not like that because that's why you're going to throw off the dude that disrespected. Because if you ain't like that and then he see that side, you should have it easier. Unless you're dealing with a real knucklehead, which I don't know how he got in your circle anyway if this is a big problem. This shouldn't even be a big problem for somebody you vouching for. It's either you cutting them off or you losing your lady. And I think that's the only way to really approach that.
Period.
So what you said again, and from the beginning, you ended off with the same. If they want to email us on a topic,
saucyandhush@gmail.com. You could also DM us. I know some people might not be email savvy. You can DM us on both our social medias. Mine is Saucy Amor, SAUCYAMOR, all one word. And
how you stop them? HOWUSTOPHIM. And that's pretty much like how she says you can reach us. So let us know anything you want. And that's about it. So until the next time.
Have a good night.
You've been on the couch with Saucy and Hush. 100. 4 minus 3.